All right, welcome to to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And yes, it's Saturday, August 5th. And I'm just doing this really quick because I know Saturdays are quiet and a lot of people go crazy. What's going on? What's going on? And there were two things that I find interesting. So I wanted to twofold do something just so people wouldn't feel so lost on a Saturday and get these out. Okay, so myfxbuddies.blogspot.com is where the blog is if you want to see anything that I'm going to talk about in full. Okay, there's a video, Spotify.com. If you use Spotify.com, they have a video format, and that is Spotify.com. My FX Buddies. And that's my, and then F as in Frank, X Buddies. And then just to listen, plus an added bonus, RSS.com puts a transcript. So in case you can't make out something I'm saying, that's there. But it takes about an hour after, at least that's what they tell me. It takes about an hour to appear attached to the podcast. All right, all that is out of the way. So, well, some people were thinking that the budget instructions would be in the Gazette today. I don't know why. The article clearly said Sunday. So I did check. It's not there. So hopefully it will be. Although there is a guru, which I'm not gonna name the name, but because I'm not sure if that person has a paid site. But all of us, I just recently started, people are sending me a thing. Well, what do you think about this? Surprisingly, he said, no, it's not going to be in the Gazette tomorrow. There's a slight delay. So I'm like, what does he know that no one else knows? So, but we'll see tomorrow in a matter of hours if it is posted in the Gazette. But here you see the title, and finally, 50 days after its approval, the budget enters into force. Yeah, it should say the budget is about to enter, right? So there's the headline, and this is actually the first. Usually I just put any random picture here that I want the thumbnail to be, but this is actually the first article. So it says, Parliamentary Finance Committee confirmed today, Saturday, that the federal budget law will enter into force during the current week. And they definitely want these words out for the citizens to see. There's a few different variations of this particular article with more words, some with less words. But how many different ways can you say it's going to be put out and it's going to be circulated to all ministries? So we shall see. A committee member with 3 names that I'm not going to try to say said in a press statement the general federal budget for the first time, so that's different, for the first time is sent to the State Shura Council, whatever that is, in order to scrutinize its items, pointing out the budget will be implemented during the current week. The budget instructions will be circulated to all ministries, agencies, and governments, and the government will proceed to achieve its items according to a service and economic vision. So, we wait. All right, and then here's another article. Now if you read this article, which you should, it's interesting. Not always a bad option. When should the central bank print more currency? And they go on talking about every country every 10 years reprints their money because it breaks down. It doesn't mention anything about new the nominations that, we're waiting for. And they say 50,000, the 50,000 Iraqi, well, they say category, but I'll just say note because that's what the terminology we're familiar with, includes 12 secret codes. That means the little things they do to make it, the watermarks and the little window and images they use to make it harder to, what's the, forge, counterfeit. Okay. All right. And then it says the 25K note only has 7. So I just thought it was a very interesting time for them to put this out. So whoever this guy is, he supports the printing of banknotes higher than 50,000 dinars, which we don't want, right? We want the lower ones, and pumping them into the markets because it will reduce the volume of cash that can be carried by citizens and enhance the value of the dinar. But we know, and the citizens don't want that either because that makes it hard for them to get change and, things like that. But like I said, don't really focus on the wording because the wording is kind of scary. It doesn't mention lower denominations, which is what we want. But like I said, the timing is interesting. All right, so here's lots of articles today about the oil and gas law. Does the government have pressure papers to pass the oil and gas law? This is an economist, and he says the Iraqi government has many pressure cards, so that it just means pressure, to pass the oil and gas law, while he considered the current time very appropriate to pass it under the dome of Parliament. I like that. I think it's very appropriate too. There's another one somewhere, and it's here. I posted it here. Again, this is the blog, the MyFX buddies.blogspot.com, if you want to go read all of these, because I'm just skipping over. But this article mentions the financial management law. That was issued in 2019. And remember that? I don't know if you guys remember, but we thought for sure that was it. Oh, they passed the financial management law, right? But here we are still. And then I thought this was interesting. Someone accused Iran of printing Iraqi currency and running it through Argentina. And Iran is like, oh no, that is not true. And what does Argentina have to do with it? If you read this article, that's the title. What does Argentina have to do with it? Iran calls on Iraq to take an official position on severe accusations. So, and I mean, it's almost like common knowledge, even decade maybe even ago, people were saying, smarter people and perhaps people that have connections were saying that Iran had the plates to run Iraqi money. They didn't have to, well, it's counterfeit because it's not the official organization printing the money, but they had the official plates, right? So I don't see why, again, interesting timing, why all of a sudden there's this push to put Iran in the spotlight for printing Iraqi dinar when it's been a subject, I don't even want to say debate. It's been a subject amongst, like, there's the whole group of people in Dinarland who worry about the money supply, M2 money supply, and if they don't know how much money Iran prints, how can they really know what money supply is out, right? So, but I just always find it interesting when Iran puts Iraq on blast, actually, saying, hey, you better support us. You better come out and tell them we're not doing this. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, here, just to show you how crazy it is over there. Oh, let me. I, mm, mm, I was supposed to send this lady something. Let me do this. Hold on. I know this is rude. I apologize. But give me 5 minutes. Okay. So they had another attack on the energy towers. And even though they put out like 3,000 officers, I guess. I don't know what you call them. But they're, uh, official. They wear uniforms and everything. I, I guess the people went to the towers that weren't being protected by the guards or whatever. So that happened again. And if you want to read about that, that's there. We're almost done. The federal decision is a roadmap for oil and gas law. So here's another article. But this isn't the one that I was talking about. But each article has different little perspectives on it. The dollar crisis on the Sudanese table and the Iraqi parliament. So here are articles, back-to-back articles, where Sudani is trying his best, to bring down the rate of the dollar. And it closed today. Today's Saturday. It closed about 15:10. So no more 1490s. There were some 1490s Friday when it closed, but not today. But it didn't go up past 1550. So that's good. So the committee will meet with Prime Minister Al-Sudani to discuss the Parliamentary Finance Committee, right? Will meet with Sudani to discuss the government's procedures and decisions issued by it and the central bank to solve the dollar crisis. But that's crazy because remember they just announced yesterday. Oh, no, I guess you don't know. They just announced some other measures that are going to be put in place this week, which they hope will bring the rate down. Okay, so here's my one commercial. Attention! Do you own a business that remained open during COVID-19? You or someone you know? Then you should visit, or you should have them visit, yourerchere.com. I now have 4 deals in the works, so it really works. You just have to keep at it. But it's because there's so many advertisements on TV and if you listen to talk radio, but a lot of people would rather deal with someone that they know or they're familiar with than to just see someone on TV they don't have trust anyway. But anyway, and also you can become a partner with the #1 rated ERC firm. And I have a link here. See this right here? Make money from home. But you refer a business and you earn up to 5% of their refund. So I added that. That's a new thing. All right. That's the end of the commercial. But I can't give you that. I haven't bought a domain name. Like I bought a domain name, yourerchere.com. That's a domain name. But for this to join the firm, I don't have one yet. So that's why I can't say it. And you have to go to the blog and you click that link. All right. And it's very easy and it's free. Use your EBT. I'm just kidding. Some of you probably know that song. Anyway. All right. So they had this big forum today about the youth. And in here, it's a conference for youth dialogue. They said 60% of the population is 25 years old. Can you imagine that? Most of the people are 25 years old. So I don't know if that's right. I mean, I don't see why he would lie, and he's the prime minister. He should know. But that's why they're trying to do a consensus, not consensus. What's that thing? I don't know. I can't think of the word. But basically, like, if you're familiar with the story, remember when Jesus had to go back to Israel? Sorry, not Jesus. Joseph had to go back to Bethlehem to be counted when they counted the people. Ugh. And they still do this now, but I just can't think of the name of the thing. But I think it starts with a C. But anyway, so they've been trying to do one of those, an official one, and they keep pushing it off and pushing it off. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. But also, he stressed today, Saturday, the importance of the role of youth in development and overcoming obstacles facing the economy, reform, and other vital areas. So, yeah, I guess if 60% of your people are young, you should focus on getting them educated and trained, right? But more, just more about getting them to work, open, and they really have an emphasis on opening businesses too. All right, here's this is a really bad picture of this guy. He's the British. He's from Britain. The British ambassador, Stephen Hitchin. Maybe that's how you say his name. So he's there. He met with Sudani, and of course, Sudani says Iraq seeks openness to economic partnership with friendly countries. All right. Parliament Finance intends to meet with Al Sudani to discuss the dollar file. They also intend to meet with the governor of the central bank again and the minister of finance again. They want to try to meet them this week. So those were the back-to-back articles. Here's one. Prime Minister is discussing with the deputies of Babylon, the service and economic reality in the province. So I'm like, is this a meeting where he's telling them how much money they're getting and what that money's to be used for? All right, and then this, if you want to come here, this is very interesting. This article is very long for it to just be a system that the Islamic Bank, so listen to this. The Islamic Bank in Iraq announced the signing of a strategic partnership with CR2, that's C as in cat, R2 company, with the aim of developing banking services. The partnership represents an important stage for the International Islamic Bank as it will contribute to the transformation of banking services into a digital format and promote advanced digital banking solutions in the Iraqi market. But what's interesting to me, like I said, it's really long. Usually they just have a little snippet of something like this. And they go into here. Ooh, 18 minutes. Okay, I wanted to be done in 15. We proceed according to a focused economic banking vision towards providing digital technology. Don't they have that already? I don't understand how can they get more advanced, but listen to this. Providing digital technology, innovation, banking in parentheses, in managing money remotely through an administrative staff specialized in the field of banking information management technology and creating an integrated digital banking environment that comes through the product of a case study of blah, 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 right? There's a whole bunch of other words here. But yeah, so they even link to the company's website. So these CR2 people, that was a slip. That was a slip, YouTube. I didn't mean to say those three letters together. CRT. Sorry, CR2. CR2 is what I'm intending to say. Oh, and I forgot to say the disclosure. Fair use disclaimer. Anything I talk about, I'm using just to talk about, teach on, comment on. Fair use disclaimer. So these people, they also make ATM machines and provide advanced solutions through its platform, Bank World. And you know I don't like that. Bank World. But I'm gonna hopefully later today or tomorrow, I want to look that up because they don't have a website for that, but they have the CR2. So maybe the cr2.com, maybe that site has more about this bank world. But anyway, and it is a global presence. So see, so more movement. Things are all good. Nothing bad is happening. And we just wait to see if they put the instructions in the Gazette tomorrow. And if they do, I'll be back to do a shorter, and I do mean shorter, unless, there's something warranted. But yeah, so enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all the nice comments I'm getting. I just do this to help. I don't like confusion. You guys know I don't like confusion. Just facts. I don't have contacts. I don't have boots on the ground. I just go by the articles. And my timeline is still intact. So we don't need to do a rate check because the markets are closed. So thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, evening, noon, whatever time frame you're enjoying this during. And until next time.